Next team comes from the East. New Jersey Devils has been not so great during the last seasons. There hasn't been too many playoffs appearances, but will the young team with a few experienced players be the right mashup for the success in upcoming season?
Yeah, this is the first team of the Eastern Division, which is really tough one. First team in our previews, of course, the last in the simulations. It's not a very good team. Again, they lost the whole time of Taylor Hall, made the playoffs only once in the past 8 seasons. So it's been a long rebuild from the glory years, and not a lot to show for it. They have a lot of young talent, like you said, and they need to step up their game and, of course, get some help from the veterans in the team. The rebuild should be done already, should have been done a couple of years ago, but they seem to be still brewing on it. So I'm expecting, and the simulations are expecting, quite a difficult year again for the Devils. How about our simulations in the past? How we've been doing with the Devils?
They have struggled both home and away. Home win percentage is under 50, away under 40, and there's not too many categories where bettors have been making money when they have been betting New Jersey Devils. One clear category has been total bets in away games. So, quick question, have they been overperforming total lines, or are they still back on the old New Jersey Devils defensive side when there has been less goals than predicted on the road?
I think they are in a transition mode now. The old school Devils is not there anymore, so they're not only playing the 0-0 games, and especially now with Lindy Ruff as a head coach, they will probably be more productive in the offense. So let's have a look at the offensive production of the Devils this season, which should be going up a little bit.
Yeah, I think interesting, especially on the road, because whenever New Jersey Devils have been favorite, and that hasn't been many cases during the last 3 seasons on the road, but they have been winning the games 80%, and especially first game on the road has been good for them, because they have been able to win those or make at least bettors to get some profit out of those most of the time. Also, first game on the home has higher win percentage than all the other games on the home, so I think change of the scenery would be good on the upcoming season as well, when they have limited amount of teams that they are facing compared to previous years. And again, from the back-to-back games, those are something that we would also take a closer look, the second or third back-to-back game, because in past both moneyline bets and moneyline bets with expected value have been slightly profitable for bettors when betting Devils in those back-to-back games. How about the team itself, how it's now built step by step, like you mentioned, in long run for the other teams in Eastern Division? Are they good matchups with other New York teams, or then big guns like Washington, Boston, and Pittsburgh?
Yeah, that's something that is really interesting to see. Once again, the new head coach, Lindy Ruff, how does he want the Devils to play? He's very good with young players. Of course, Devils have a plethora of young talent, especially in the offense. Last season, if something was positive, was the goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood's performance. He probably is going to start as number one. They brought in Corey Crawford as a backup, as a mentor for the young goaltender. And it's unlikely that Devils will lose any games due to the goaltending this season. Of course, Corey Schneider was abysmal last year, and his career is pretty much downhill. The defense of the Devils is in a good shape. It's not the top of the league, but especially PK Subban needs to step up. He was not that good last year. There is Will Butcher, Damon Severson, who both have the offensive talent, but they haven't been producing that much. They brought in Dmitry Kulikov from Winnipeg to add to the defensive end of the game. So I think Lindy Ruff has the tools to make the defense a little bit more solid. Not the old school Devils like, but still a competitive one for the Eastern Division. Of course, the division is arguably the best at the moment. There is so many good teams and a lot of young talent in all these challengers like the Devils and Sabres. So it's a tough one for the team. There is so much of these young guns in the Devils roster that are taking the top 6 role in the offense. Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Pavel Zaha, for example. But they do lack this sort of leadership. They don't have a star caliber player, especially now when Taylor Hall left. But to be fair, it didn't work out for them at all. So maybe it's a good thing that the young guns get their chance to shine. How about the season predictions in the past? We've been predicting Devils to do pretty well and pretty bad. And how has it been from our point of view?
Yeah, the last 3 seasons have been every time correct when we have predicted Devils. So last year we predicted them to go under, and they were very clearly under. 2 years ago, same thing, and I think they were almost 20 games under the line. And 3 years ago we predicted them to go over, and that was their lone season that they made the playoffs, and they were 20 games above the season win lines or points line. So that has been good, accurate predictions for Devils by us, and I think even though the future is a bit shady, how they will do, hopefully our numbers are correct. Like you mentioned, the divisional matchup is interesting with the best teams of the league, maybe like Boston, Washington, and Pittsburgh. Some of them are clearly too much for Devils to handle, but in the past 3 seasons, Pittsburgh has been struggling with Devils, especially games at Pittsburgh that Devils have won 4 out of 5. So it's interesting to see how it goes this season, if they can match very well against Pittsburgh again.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look into, and like we spoke about Lindy Ruff's, the effect that he brings is the young players will get more responsibilities, and the offense might become a major factor in their game, which it hasn't been in the past. So it will be really interesting matchups, not only within the New York area, but also against Pittsburghs and Washingtons. Which is eventually going to be the hurdle that the Devils have to pass at some point. They can't keep on only beating the lower teams. They have to, at some point, start winning the big games as well. Of course, in our simulations, Devils are still the last this season of the Eastern Division. There is a lot of question marks. Can the young players step up? Is PK Subban going to be doing any sort of progress? Also, goaltender tandem is... Well, there is Mackenzie Blackwood is a young guy, so can he keep up his good performances? So a lot of question marks. In order for the Devils to make the playoffs, they probably need someone else to completely lose their season, which can be happening, of course, in this really extraordinary sort of schedule we're playing with. But it's hard to see Devils competitive yet, but maybe next season is their time to shine.
What do you think about PK Subban hitting back to the single market? Would it improve his performance, or would it distract his concentration?
It's hard to say. I visited New Jersey once, so I don't know if it's a good or bad thing for him. But he has to do better because he was brought in as somewhat of a leader to the defense, and that's something that they've been definitely lacking. So he has big shoes to fill, and we'll see how he does.
When we have taken a look to the current odds for the Stanley Cup, is that something that you would like to bet for Devils, or would it be better to save money for some other time?
I would stay away from the Devils this time around. They're playing in such a tough division, so making the playoffs would be a win for them already, and then going forward from there against the Washingtons, Bostons, and so on, I don't see that happening.
Very good. Let's save money for the better bets and continue from here.
Yeah, let's do that.